The National Human Rights Commission has organized a two-day workshop for relevant MDAs and civil society organizations on mid-review of the implementation of UPR Third Circle recommendations for enhanced input on human rights situation in Nigeria. The Executive Secretary, National Human Rights Commission, Chief Tony Ojukwu, emphasized the importance of assisting the Nigerian government in realization and review of the human rights while collaborating with national and international bodies to enhance human rights in Nigeria.
Today's event represents a strategic approach towards the realization of the guidelines of the UN Human Rights Council, Resolution 5.1 of 18 June 2007. In the guidelines, the national human rights institutions, as well as civil society in the country under review, are expected to play a pivotal role not only in the preparation of country reports, but also to monitor the implementation of supporting recommendations of the Human Rights Council to the country under review. Here we are talking of the Universal Periodic Review. This workshop is therefore organized to fulfill the statutory role of the National Human Rights Commission in assisting the federal government of Nigeria to ensure the realization of human rights, as well as liaise and collaborate with national and international human rights entities towards enhancing the promotion and protection of human rights in Nigeria. This workshop also seeks to galvanize stakeholders to assess the implementation of the supporting recommendations during the UPR and a general review of human rights situation in Nigeria between 2019 and 2022.
While highlighting the proposed outcomes of the workshop, the Executive Secretary said there is need for accountability in the review process to identify gaps and challenges in human rights activities.
As you may be aware, Nigeria's human rights situation between 2014 and 2018 was reviewed during the periodic review of the Human Rights Council in November 2018. 290 recommendations were made to Nigeria. Of course, Nigeria accepted 230 of the recommendations and supported those recommendations. Now, there is need to implement the 230 recommendations, and stakeholders are expected to discuss and deliberate on the following. What are the key successes and achievements in the promotion and protection of human rights? What are the gaps and challenges in the promotion and protection of human rights, considering those 230 recommendations accepted by Nigeria? What are the policy recommendations to improve the enjoyment of human rights in Nigeria in fulfillment of those 230 recommendations accepted? How do we align the successes, achievements, and gaps of those 230 recommendations as a realization of the Sustainable Development Goals, which we are also committed to fulfill? How do they align in fulfilling those 230 recommendations? How are those responding to the Sustainable Development Goals? The Commission had earlier requested participating MDAs and CSOs to submit to it reports on the key successes, achievements, initiatives, gaps, challenges, as well as policy recommendations that will impact on enjoyment of human rights in Nigeria within the context of supported recommendations by Nigeria during the third cycle review process. The reports are also expected to take into consideration alignment of the initiatives carried out by the government between 2019 and 2022 and how these interventions align with the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. At the end of the two-day workshop, the following outcomes are expected. An audit of the human rights situation in Nigeria in the last 4 years.
The representative to the Minister of Women Affairs, Gloria Muzurike, said the workshop will produce a robust document to provide a better governance for women and girls in the coming years.
I commend the efforts of National Human Rights Commission our United Nations Human Rights Council for their tenacity in making sure Nigeria fulfills its obligation in human rights matters. Permit me to point out that our coming together for these 2 days will undoubtedly produce a robust document to be reviewed at the first cycle in early 2024 that will provide better governance in the coming years.
Also speaking, the representative to the Honorable Chief Judge of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Justice Chizoba Orji, reiterated the commitment of the judiciary in handling concerns of human rights to deliver justice to Nigeria.
The Human Rights Commission and the FCT High Court, in fact, the judiciary and the Human Rights Commission are partners in progress in justice delivery in Nigeria. And the Human Rights Commission has been doing a very good job, and the judiciary will always support in any way it can anything that concerns the Human Rights Commission.
Norma Omeje.